आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
In this question, it is given that if a1, a2 and a3 are all real numbers except 0 and a1 plus a2 cos 2x plus a3 sin square x is equals to 0 for all x belongs to R, then we need to check which among these four options are correct. So we are given a relation that a1 plus a2 cos 2x plus a3 sin square x equals to 0. Now we know one thing that cos 2x can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square x. So here in place of cos 2x, I will write down 1 minus 2 sin square x. So we will have a1 plus a2 into 1 minus 2 sin square x plus a3 sin square x equals to 0. Now this will be equals to, we'll take a1 plus a2 together and we'll take the coefficients of sin square x separately. So sin square x a3 minus 2a2. a3 minus 2a2 equals to 0. Now from here, understand things properly. We want this term to be equals to 0 for all values of x. That is, no matter what values of x we take, this will be equals to 0. That in simple terms means that we want this term to be independent of x. So we can make this term independent of x by taking the coefficient of sin x as equals to 0. That is, we'll take a3 minus 2a2 equals to 0. In that case, this term will become 0 and this whole term will be independent of x. And after taking a3 minus 2a2 equals to 0, we'll be left with a1 plus a2 equals to 0. So from here we will have a1 equals to minus a2, which implies a1 by minus 1 equals to a2 by 1. Also from here we will have a3 equals to 2a2, that is we will have the value of a2 by 1 as a3 by 2. We'll put this here, so this will be equals to a3 by 2. Now let us take this value as equals to lambda, where lambda is non-zero. So we will have a1 equals to minus lambda, a2 equals to lambda, and a3 equals to 2 lambda. So we can write vector A as a vector will be equals to, in place of a1 I will write down minus lambda, so minus lambda I cap, plus in place of a2 I will write down lambda, so lambda j cap, and in place of a3 I will write down 2 lambda, that is 2 lambda k cap. So we can simply take lambda common. So this will be equals to lambda minus I cap plus j cap plus 2k cap. Now we'll check the options one by one. Option 1 says that vector A given by this and vector B given by this are perpendicular to each other. Now we say that two vectors are perpendicular to each other when the dot product between them is equals to 0. So let us find out the value of dot product of A vector and B vector. So the value will be equals to A vector dot B vector. We'll take lambda common. Minus 1 into 4, that is minus 4. 1 into 2, that is 2. And 1 into 2, that is 2. So we are getting the value of A vector dot B vector as equals to 0, and thus we can say that vector A and vector B will be perpendicular to each other. That is, option number A is correct. Now let us take option number B. It is given that vector A given by this and vector B given by this are parallel to each other. Now we say that two vectors are parallel to each other if we can write, say A vector, we'll say A vector as parallel to B vector if we can write A vector as P times of B vector where P is a scalar. Now note here that we can write A vector here as A vector equals to lambda times of B vector, since this is nothing but B vector where lambda is a scalar, and thus we can write A vector in the form of this, that is we can say that A vector and B vector will be parallel to each other. That is option number B is also correct. Now we'll proceed with option number C, which says that if vector A given by this is of length root 6 units, then one of the ordered triplet is this. So let us find out the length of vector A. Vector A is given as A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap. So the magnitude of A vector or the length of A vector will be given as A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square root over. Now we know that the values of A1, A2 and A3 are this. So we'll substitute those values. So the value of A1 square will be equals to lambda square. The value of A2 square will also be equals to lambda square. And the value of A3 square will be equals to 4 lambda square. So 4 lambda square, which will be equals to 6 lambda square, that is root 6 times lambda. And in the option we are given that the length of vector A is root 6 unit, that is this will be equals to root 6. So we can say that the value of lambda will be equals to 1. So we'll get a triplet -1, 1 and 2 for the value of lambda equals to 1. But option number C states that the triplet is 1, -1 and -2. So we can say that option number C will not be correct. Now finally, in the option number D, we are given that if 2a1 plus 3a2 plus 6a3 equals to 26, then the magnitude of this vector is equals to 2 root 6, and we need to verify whether it is true or not. So we are given that 2a1 plus 3a2 plus 6a3 equals to 26. 2a1 plus 3a2 plus 6a3 equals to 26. So here I will put down the values of a1, a2 and a3. They are minus lambda plus 3 times lambda plus 6 times 2 lambda. It is given as equals to 26. So I will simplify the LHS. Minus 2 lambda plus 3 lambda, that is lambda plus 12 lambda, which this is equals to 26, that is 13 lambda is equals to 26, that is the value of lambda is equals to 2. So since we now know that the value of lambda is 2, we can write down A vector which was equals to A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap as the value of A1 is minus lambda and the value of lambda is 2. So this will be minus 2 I cap. The value of A2 is lambda and the value of lambda is 2. So the value this will be equals to 2 times of j cap, and the value of A3 is 2 lambda. So this will be equals to 4 k cap. Now we need to find out the magnitude of A vector. So the magnitude will be given as coefficient square, that is minus 2 square plus 2 square plus 4 square root over. This will be equals to 4 plus 4 plus 16, that is root over 24, which can be written as 2 square into 6. So this will be equals to 2 root 6. So we are getting the magnitude of A vector. This is equals to magnitude of A vector as 2 root 6. So we can say that option number D will also be correct.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।